welcome. My name is Asian Fasha Gamer. Welcome to the next Bunch of Dudes podcast. Today's subject is going to be our favorite characters. And today we're going to be joined by Art of Bearbrush, Sophie of Vinitude,
Yo.
Ty of Scream Cows, and ultimately in here somewhat, he's a little bit busy, but Trip Hazard is here as well.
Hi guys.
Welcome everyone. Welcome. Mr. Yanni Pants there.
Huh? That wasn't yawning. I was saying, yeah.
Oh. Either to sound like you were yawning or screeching. Very weird.
Like your mother.
Alright. No, just no.
Velociraptors?
Velociraptors. Yes.
No, I won't do my impression of your mother on stream.
You better not.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
I'm having flashbacks to high school.
This has been vetoed.
I used to wander around and do weird impressions of like pterodactyl and a velociraptor all the time. It is one of the most annoying things ever.
Oh no,
Non-stop.
I used to be able to do the witch's scream from Left 4 Dead. And
that's cool.
I did that.
Hurt your throat.
Yeah, I know that's what it did. But I did that for a video project that a friend of mine was doing for high school. They heard that on there and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" Because I don't do a scream like actually like breathing outward. It's an inward scream.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed it.
Yeah, it's fun, especially if you do it in the middle of the night.
Know my weird ability of being able to mimic animal sounds.
Oh yes,
A dolphin.
Miss.
Yeah,
I got
don't
onto
do
the
it.
freaking TV.
Twice. Well, once for the high school, and I got onto Jay Leno as well. And then I got back onto the Jay Leno web series to be interviewed
Which is
for
awesome.
his new show.
Alrighty then. Now enough with the stuff.
Lesson.
Let's get on with the subject. So, favorite characters. So, for video games is going to be our first section of favorite characters. Let's start with our oldest favorite character. I can tell you my first favorite character was honestly he didn't really have a proper name because his was a fan translation, but I think it became his official name eventually. But his name was Duran. He was from Secret of Mana 3, which in the time there wasn't an official translation, so it was called Sekirdensu 3.
And why do you like him so much?
Well, he was the game itself was one of the very first game systems to include a class tree based system where you could choose what class you could be, and from there the branches would go out from there, and you could choose an ultimate class out of that, and it would be based off of materials that you would have to find throughout the map. Duran had a very special classification that turned him into a Dragon Knight. Obvious reason why I loved him there. Because dragons. Awesome. That's always going to be my favorite.
Human dragons.
So this will be Trials of Mana.
That is the remake of it. Yes.
Yeah, my friend sent me that game. He really wants me to check it out. He thinks I'd like it.
It is, in the sense of story and actual versatility of the story, because it's dependent on the character that you choose. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And like I said, it was one of the first games that I ever played that had a class tree system rather than you just level up your class that you are.
Neat.
Interesting.
Sorry, I missed who we was talking about.
Oh, we're talking about our favorite video game characters from the past, for old systems.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Samus Aran, the
Who?
bounty hunter from Metroid.
Oh, nice. That's an
mean-
old one.
How could you not?
True. How could you not?
Strong female lead. Doesn't need a man to tell her what to do.
It kicks anyone's ass.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. She kicks her own ass in multiple games.
Okay, well, they're not technically her because they can never copy how awesome.
No. But like in Metroid Fusion,
Ooh,
Uh,
the
they-
Dark Saris.
it was the X clone of Samus.
Oh yeah, oof.
They did an amazing job in that game of making you freaking scared of that thing.
Oh yeah, because it would appear at a random, fucking fuck your shit up, and then run away.
Or you'd be in your little morph ball on the same screen but hidden and just hope it doesn't find you.
Right?
Yeah, no. But otherwise, when you play with Samus Aran, you don't have a sense of fear. Just a sense of how am I going to put this fucker down?
Ah, well,
There's a one.
there's the one.
Sorry.
Now, you already said that earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did when you were talking
Oh.
about the screech.
Oh, whoops. Oh, well, I don't think I was recording then. So, I think we're okay. Oh wait, no, I was. Oh well,
No,
don't worry about it.
do later.
It's all good.
Okay.
Just put a duck quack over it. It's fine.
Yes, quack. No,
Quack.
I have sound effects that are provided to me by Tristan, so I'm good.
Quack.
Yeah. No. We're not having quacks, okay? All right. So, Sophie, what is your favorite video game character from the past? It could even be a Pokemon. It's all good.
Okay, cool, because Ninetales is my favorite Pokemon hands down. So,
Such a pretty
going
fox.
classic. Exactly. Foxes are
Yeah, that
awesome.
works.
And honestly, like, this might not entail in everybody's choices of it, but Ninetales actually was actually, I think still is a very good meta Pokemon for the competition era.
Yeah. Yeah. They were.
It definitely got better. It had a very weak move pool, so it was mostly just because it looked pretty.
Yeah, I know. It was
Like
in UU for a long time, but since Sword and Shield came out, they actually bumped her up to I think OU, which is overused, which is nice to see. Because her abilities to undercut special defense and her abilities to burn make it so that she is really powerful. Because a lot of people underestimate in Pokemon or don't know about the mechanic of burning, because burn actually halves the physical attack of any Pokemon that's burned.
Yeah, that would make sense. You get burned and you're just not really.
You're not
gonna-
not at full strength. But burn, the burn status is actually the only status that I believe has that hidden mechanic to it.
Paralyze reduces the speed by about half. I think.
Oh wait, and poison
Poison,
reduces
I-
defense, I believe, physical defense.
And if it's badly poisoned, the poison damage increases exponentially
Yes.
per round.
Now, Ty, do you have a favorite old character?
Um,
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't hear what your answer was though.
I hadn't had an answer. I've been trying to think of it, and I'm not really entirely sure. I've been a fan of.
I mean, when I
I honestly have to probably say Link is definitely one of my big ones. Because I've always been a fan of the Zelda series, but
Okay.
also Kirby. I really like Kirby.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah, Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby Tilt and Tumble, Kirby Dream World. That has been one of my favorites. He doesn't have a lot to him character-wise, like a lot of those substantial, like characterization. I'm just Kirby because he's kind of like me. He just likes to eat everything.
I don't know,
Um,
because I watched a video recently that really entailed, and it changed my mind about Kirby, about how Kirby's actually the villain.
You know, I'd love to see that if you can send it my way, but that
I
will
will
not change my view on him.
Definitely
I
send
still
you
like
the
him
villain, because
villain.
it paints Kirby as this terrifying creature that
Oh,
that theory before that like Kirby's actually like this
he's a
scary
walking
creature,
stomach.
right? But I mean, if you're looking for characters that have like substance to them, ah man, I am trying to think, and I'm trying to remember all the old games, like where we draw the line at what is old.
I draw the
Um,
pretty much when I say old, I pretty much draw the line at 2000. You know, well, 2007, high school.
2000.
Anything from high school.
Yeah, anything from high
Oh.
school down. You know,
Mm.
so even like
Yeah.
although I mean Super Smash Brothers doesn't really count because technically there are no original characters in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
This is true.
for video games, I do have to say I'm a big fan of like Pokemon, the original
Oh, yeah.
generation as well. But yeah, I probably have to say it's definitely like Link.
Yeah,
Link
no,
and
Link's a good
Zelda.
choice. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got
Link and
so
Zelda.
much history to his games.
He does, and I love that the consistency in character from game to game. He's pretty much had the same character. They haven't like really messed
Yeah.
around with him too much. But I also really do like Zelda, like Ocarina of Time. Zelda's
Yeah.
kind of badass. Spoiler alert. Sheik and Zelda, that whole thing.
Yeah, that's cool too.
You don't have to spoiler alert that.
I
That's
know,
been
I know.
I mean,
That's-
everybody
that
knows
was
that.
the
Yeah.
That was the joke.
Just like everybody knows that Bridget from Guilty Gear is a trap.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mostly played like Mario and Zelda as a child.
No, that's cool. And honestly, the funny thing is, I think, if I remember correctly, Mario and Zelda are the longest running franchises in the gaming industry.
Probably. But probably Pokemon close behind.
Yeah, well, the only thing is, Pokemon actually came out a couple years after.
1996.
Yeah, because Zelda came out during like the GB era. Pokemon came out during the GBC era.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think Pokemon's just
no.
just a little bit behind
What?
it.
The original 3 Pokemon games came out on the GB.
Yeah, on a Game Boy.
Oh shit, never mind. I thought that was the
Pokemon
GBC
Green
era.
came out in Japan in 1995 alongside Pokemon Red. And then in 96, 97, here in the United States, we got the basically Pokemon Red and Blue, Blue being the updated version from the original Red and Green in Japan, which were pretty bug-ridden. Which is hilarious because Red and Blue are full of glitches.
Lovely glitches that we can take
In
advantage
fact,
of.
there's even a glitch city if you're clever about it. And no, Mew is not hiding under the truck.
No, there's no way to get Mew in the game unless, of course, you cheat it.
I had a Mew on my copy of Red. One of my classmates had traded it to me, and we duplicated it by yanking out the.
Oh man, the
cable.
good old-fashioned cable cloning.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Back in the day.
Yep, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The first colored Pokemon game was technically Pokemon Yellow. And that
Okay.
really
Wasn't
yeah,
really
that-
well
Yellow
colored.
actually had different tones to it because if you played Blue or Red on like a Game Boy Color, it had an overtone of like blue, or it had like an overtone of red.
Actually,
Yeah.
it had an overtone of color that you could
You could-
change.
You could change
yeah,
the palette, yes.
Yeah. If you were in like the
Title
beginning
screen,
screen, you could change the color of the screen.
Yeah,
No
you
one's
just use the
ever
D-pad
told me
and-
this.
Yeah.
The D-pad would just change the
You
color.
never
I mean,
Get
I played
good,
Yellow most of the
noob.
time, so to
There
be
was a
fair, I
red-green
play Yellow.
color.
I don't even think I have my red version anymore.
I still have it somewhere in
I
a
think
closet in
the-
my parents' house.
I still have all of my
the only
Pokemon
version
games.
on-
But
You
No,
know
I
what?
don't have my red anymore.
is Sapphire.
oh wait, what's up, Trip?
Yeah, you know what? You might as well just like stop with all the sort of. Oh, this is what we're going to talk about this week. You might as well just make it all Pokemon because for the last three times that's all you've spoken about.
Listen,
Pokemon.
we're all
Like, we
Pokemon
talk
players.
about
I'm
Pokemon.
sorry. It's just what we came from. It's
This
our
is true.
roots.
My other favorite classic game would probably be Spyro.
Oh, fuck yes. The only
This is
game
the
where you could
original
actually be a
Spyro.
dragon.
Yeah, the original Sparrow game came out in September 9th of 1998.
It was one of the main reasons why I would hang out at my buddy's house all night. We would just play his PS1 fucking all day long.
I'm sorry, you played with his what?
Shut up. Shut up. Anyways, so Trip,
Yes.
what is your favorite old video game character?
Right. Well, I'm going to say screw you because I am going to do two. I'm going to do one from 1999
All right.
and I'm going to do one from 2013.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna do later favorite video game characters.
Well, I'm going to get mine out of the way.
All right, fine.
So one of my favorite characters from like back in the day was Raziel from Soul Reaver,
Ooh, yes.
and one that's from 2013 probably has to be Ellie from The Last of Us.
Really? Okay,
Ooh,
that's a
Yeah.
very good one.
Yeah. I have yet to play the last, so
Yeah,
I
well,
saw
I
the very
I just-
end of it on Cappy's stream.
yeah, I just finished it in 9 hours.
Oh, damn.
And then 9 hours from start to finish, and I've decided to now play through all of the Uncharted series from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 4, and I'm on Uncharted 2 at the moment.
Nice. You're gonna meet one of my favorite villains in that series. He's underused. He only shows up. He doesn't show up enough, but he's pretty badass.
In 2?
I think he shows
love
up in
Ellie's
3.
voice actor, though.
Let me double check.
What did you say then about Ellie?
I love Ellie's voice actor
Ashley
because
Johnson.
Ashley Johnson is like a badass woman.
I've actually watched like one of the TV shows that she's done recently, which I really like, is called Blind Spot. Yes, as Patterson. If you've not seen that, anybody, I would highly recommend it. It is really good.
Yeah, fun fact, her character in Blind Spot, the only reason they started having like Critical Role merch in it or D&D stuff in it was because she would tell the cast and people that she was flying back to LA for like the weekend to do a Critical Role episode, or she would go home to her New York apartment and be on Skype with them. And when they found out that she was an actual nerd, they started just bringing in making it so that her character in the show was a nerd and played a gnome cleric of the war domain because that's what she actually played as in Critical Role's first campaign.
She's also done a lot of stuff with Ben 10 as well.
Really?
Yeah, she's done
did
quite
not know
a
that.
lot. So if you go on to if you just type in Ashley Johnson, then go to the wiki. 2010 to 2012, which was Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, 52 episodes. She voiced Gwen Tennyson, Diamond Head,
Oh.
Clockwork. There's like 15 names altogether. There's loads of shit. Then she did 2008 to 2010 Ben 10 Alien Force.
I had
She's
no
actually-
idea.
She's actually done a hell of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she also played Gretchen, I believe, in Recess,
Ah.
the
Huh.
animated cartoon show back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, I love that show.
Well, I think according to this, her first film in 1990 was Lionheart. Then her sort of like latest one was Juveniles in 2018. But then she's done more television than she has films.
Probably more fun doing television than there is doing films, because on films you're stuck on site for fucking months on end.
Yeah. And at least with television, they will film however many sessions they need to film for that, and then you have a break. So she can come back to LA where all of her friends are. Where I don't know if her and Brian Foster are married. But I know they're dating.
But
Be with him.
yes, so she's actually done quite a lot of voices for video games as well. Starting in 2005, she did Teen Titans. 2008, 9, 10 was all Ben 10. 2011, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Never even heard of that. 2013, The Last of Us. 2014, Infamous First Light. She's also done Tales from the
Wait,
Borderlands.
Infamous First Light? Who'd you play in that?
Jenny.
Is that the main character?
I have no idea.
What was the name of the game?
Infamous
Infamous
First Light.
First Light.
No, your Jenny was, I think, like your partner or something like that. What the? If I remember correctly, Infamous is that one where you're you can choose to either be a superhero or a villain, right?
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
first one. The second one. Well, I think Infamous First Light was a standalone DLC for it.
Oh no, Jenny is the main
It
character.
was-
Never mind.
Yeah, then 2015 was Tales from the Borderland, Skylanders Superchargers, Marvel Heroes, Lego Dimensions. 2015 to 17 was Minecraft Story Mode. 2016 Lego Marvel's Avengers and The Witness. 2018 Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. And 2020 The Last of Us Part 2, which is out in 11 days. And I can't wait.
Nice. Hey, what is up, Montage Gaming? Thank you so much for being here. Today's subject, we're talking about our favorite video game characters, and we are also encouraging anybody in chat to interact and ask questions, and say what your favorite video game character is as well. So from there, I guess we'll move on to what is our favorite 3D video game character?
3D?
Yeah, I mean,
How do you mean 3D?
Well, I mean, I said Link. That's kind of.
I guess that still plays into that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ellie's 3D.
Spyro.
You have to
Well,
pick
you,
another one
you,
now.
Mr. You
No.
put in your two because you just wanted to get yours over with. So meh.
Yeah, I'm like
Hmm.
falling off
For
like
3D
wooden bridges
games,
that
if
are
we're
breaking
talking
up.
like newer games, because I mean, Link is technically started with not being 3D. So
Yeah.
You get to pick another one.
Yeah. Another character. Newer. Oh God.
Hmm.
let's go through all the games that I've played. Like I have played so many games. Like
Yeah, but you got to have a favorite video game character.
I think one interesting one, and I don't know if you've ever played this, but it's a game to do with mental health, not in that sense, but it's really good how they've done it. If you've never played it, Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice
Ooh.
is a really, really good game.
Yeah, and I don't want to put any spoilers for that game for anybody who hasn't played it, but it is storyline so well done. You gotta actually listen to it though.
Well, the thing is with that, I can't remember what they used, but they used some sort of new like sound technology, which is kind of like ASMR, where obviously you've got like voices, coming through left and right, but they did something different with it,
Yeah.
and it's a very well produced game. And there's also a second one coming out as well. I think it might be next year or end of this year.
Oh shoot, I can't. Why is it not showing up? When is it coming out?
It says 2020. Senua's Saga,
Oh, there it is.
Hellblade 2.
Yeah. Okay, so you said you're playing the Far Cry series, right?
Who?
You.
No, I'm playing the Uncharted series.
Oh shit, never mind. I was thinking about Far Cry.
I want to play Far Cry Blood Dragon or Enter the Blood Dragon, whatever it is.
That was a DLC for Far Cry.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was
Not played a
bad.
Far Cry game.
Huh? You've never played a Far
I've
Cry game?
Never played one. Yeah.
It's a very interesting, like beautifully done game. Like a lot of the graphics are really well done. But there's also a lot of
Like
issues.
Crisis.
Yeah, like Crisis. Except for the Crisis was a crisis for your freaking PC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Crisis at the time when that came out, Jesus Christ, that was like above and beyond what anything had ever been produced. It was insane.
I mean, it was beautiful, but the computers chugged trying to play that game.
Yes. To be honest, if you have uh, like Crisis 3 for your PC and you ever decide to get a new PC, install that. If you can run it, you know you're good. That's
True.
the first
That's
game that I downloaded when I got my new PC was Crisis 3. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and play this.
that's your
And it was-
benchmarker, Crisis 3.
Yep.
Just wait though. Once Cyberpunk comes out, that's gonna be everyone's benchmarker,
Oh Lord,
Oh,
can't wait.
right?
yep. Not
Yeah,
long left now, actually. September.
Oh God, we'll see how it goes, right? All right, you know what? So let's make this a little bit more simpler. What is your favorite villain in a video game?
Ooh.
Favorite villain in a video game?
Yes.
You'll get a lot of Final Fantasy fans throw out Kefka, or Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Sephiroth
I'm
is a
those are
little
my
overdone.
Let's see. Villain-wise, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Let's
Again,
see.
like I kind of like Giovanni from Pokemon. I know we go back to Pokemon a lot,
Yeah.
but I actually do really like the way he's designed because he's so kind of visceral and real, and like when he actually started becoming more fleshed out, like it's not your super typical villain because he's literally in the second town, the gym leader, like right there.
Yeah.
Like
His
so.
gym is there, but he's not.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying though. Is it's just like he's a gym leader. Like you wouldn't like it's just such a real kind of villain.
He's a
feel,
mob boss. That's a perfect front for.
right?
Yeah.
My
That's-
favorite villain is not a video game character.
It might as well be
So
a laundromat.
Right. I mean,
But
he also has a
except that
casino
he's a gym
too.
leader.
He has a casino and a laundromat. Remember that?
that's right. This is true.
This is true.
Yes.
A
Yeah,
lot
no,
But,
of
my
I
favorite
will-
villain is not a video game character, and I like that's
Oh,
where I'm having trouble. Is like some of my favorite characters aren't from video games, but they've made video games out of this what they are. So I'm like,
I mean,
trying
if
to
they have a video game and they're in the video game, you can still mention them. It still works. They're still in a video
the
game.
Joker. He
Okay.
will always be a villain.
that.
No.
I think
Cop out, but I actually really like the
Super
his
cop out. Okay,
No,
no.
I mean,
if
listen,
you're
wait.
gonna do that, no. If you're gonna do that, you have to pick a specific Joker from a specific video
Yes.
game.
Which video game Joker?
Yeah.
the most recent one that like I've played that I liked was Arkham Asylum, and I do like the Asylum series, the Arkham series. I haven't gotten a chance to play all of them yet, but when it
I
comes
got
to the
2
Joker and
free.
his whole history of being a literary character, I like the evolution he's gone through. Except when they revamped the Batman animated series and it looked like some weird monkey thing.
Did you know that the Joker was actually based off of somebody in real life?
No.
His not his personality, but his design,
Hey,
his
Yeah.
face, which is really interesting because the person's face that they actually designed him off of had the same scars on his face that he had as a childhood accident that Heath Ledger used as a inspiration for his Joker, which is
I
really
also got
cool.
to meet the person who originally like created the Joker
Oh
at
no!
Comic Con, and he I think he's passed away since then because this was years ago. But he was the sweetest old man ever, and he asked me to come because I had to go to do a raffle. He asked me to come back. He's like, "Please come back."
Oh, that's awesome.
I want because I was talking to him about stuff, and he sat me down and he drew me. He's like, "I want to draw you."
Aw,
And
that's
he
cool.
he signed it and gave it to me, and I will always treasure that. And like he was so sweet, and it was just like really cool meeting somebody who's part of comic history like that. Like
Yeah.
it is such an iconic character.
Yeah.
Like no one thinks about the other people. Like, we had Stan Lee, and he created a whole world, but like to meet an artist who didn't get the same kind of fame, who created someone like the Joker and like the original issues. It was
Yeah.
just it was such a great moment for me. But yes, I know it sounds like a cop out, but I've always really enjoyed I prefer very visceral, real feeling villains, and I feel like the Joker checks all the boxes for that in most of his incarnations. The Killing Joke, I mean, there was no fantasy in that. That was all very like very real, very gritty.
Mhm.
Um,
I think that's
and
what
so
made
that's
that
why
film so really well done too.
Hmm?
I think that's what made that one really well done too. That's why everybody liked
Killing
it.
Joke,
Yeah.
and it's just like it touches on the Joker reaches into parts of our mind that we try to pretend don't exist, and the just the juxtaposition of like the darkness that he is, but that smile, and you think of a Joker as being like sort of almost kind of happy, like they're meant to bring jokes, and just that clashing of those two. I just have always had a really deep love
Yeah.
of the Joker. Not in the way Harley has, I'm not that toxic kind of love, but like I just have a great deep appreciation for characters like him, and he has been so long lived that when I did see him in Arkham Asylum, the video game, I do feel like they actually did him pretty well. He also is really great in the Lego Batman, not gonna lie. But yeah, for me, I can't shake that the Joker is like literally probably one of my favorite villains,
Yeah.
other
No.
than Thor.
And that's good. Like honestly, there's nothing wrong with having a favorite character that
Yeah.
is what everybody else likes. It doesn't matter. You like them because you like them. I mean,
Yeah.
I can honestly say like when it comes to favorite villains, I kind of think in the same way. For me though, when it comes to choosing my favorite villains, I like, as weird as it sounds, I like villains that fell from grace. One of my
Yeah.
personal favorite villains of all time is Sylvanas Windrunner. Now a lot of people might not like her,
Sylvanas.
but Sylvanas,
Oh.
I'm telling you, as a
You're
villain,
not supposed to like her.
yeah, as a villain, oh my God, she entails everything that it was to be a fallen hero.
She had herself a journey for sure.
Oh yes, and the actions that she did. Everybody says, "Oh no, she just did that to be cruel." Oh no, 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 no. I see what she's done. Sylvanas Windrunner is not somebody who does actions simply to be cruel. There is an agenda. There's always an agenda behind what she does. That's why she's so intelligent, and it's
You've
reason
been
why I
keeping
enjoy
up
it.
with her World of Warcraft doings?
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah. She crazy.
Oh, she's she's crazy in all the right ways. She's crazy like a fox. But I mean, I just like, yeah. When it comes to that, like, it feels more real to me when you have somebody who tried their best to save everything and saw that it amounted to nothing and turned into a villain. Like there's something about that makes that character come alive for me.
Yeah.
Excellent choice.
Yeah. Now for you, Art, what is your favorite villain?
Favorite villain, huh?
And of course,
Let's see.
chat, I do welcome anybody in chat to also, include yourself in the conversation. We welcome that, of course. And yeah, sorry about that. I didn't interrupt you.
Let's see. As far as favorite villains go, I kind of touched on one earlier. Was the SRX from Metroid Fusion. But that's not my choice. But I did mention that earlier. We'll call it an honorable mention. Favorite villain? Oh boy. Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Because Captain Quark sucks.
But he's like your old cartoon style villain with a mustache. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll get you, man. Oh man. Captain
No, we
Quark.
didn't quite get into that, but no, Captain Quark is, he's definitely up there on that list.
What about Dr. Robotnik, though? No, I'm kidding.
I would just about to say Dr. Robotnik is the boss that's never won yet.
Right.
He's the one that just can't.
Same as Bowser, he's another one.
I actually almost said Bowser when you asked your favorite villain. I'm like, Bowser.
I mean, Bowser's pretty.
Luigi.
I think one of the like best bad guys in a video game that I've come across, and it's two, but it's from the same franchise, is either Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3.
That's actually who I was gonna
Pagan
mention when you were
from-
talking about Uncharted.
Or is it Pagan from Far Cry 4?
Yes, Pagan.
I think them two have been really good, like acting wise. I really enjoyed the stories for them.
I have a question for this villain. For this villain question, I have a question for the question.
What's up?
Does GTA count? Because
Who?
GTA, Grand Theft Auto,
Grand Theft Auto.
Trevor.
I don't know, because everybody in Grand Theft Auto is a fucking villain.
But Trevor.
There are no
Okay,
good
but
guys.
Trevor.
Trevor's actually like a good guy.
Oh wait, I've got one. Another one from Grand Theft Auto myself.
Oh God,
The
please.
police.
Ah, no. Okay, we're not going there.
Not just go
We're not
there.
going there. We're not going there. All right.
Ooh. But hey,
Not-
I am actually going to be
that was
right
a joke.
back. So.
Huh?
I will be right back. I need to step away for just a second.
All right. You know who? What? Okay, he's not exactly a villain, but I guess he's a villain from Grand Theft Auto. OG Loke. If any of you guys remember OG Loke?
Which Grand Theft Auto?
San Andreas. He was that skinny little wannabe rapper dude who betrays you.
Nope.
Ah, he was. Oh my God, like, he was the most annoying character in the game. And when you got to kill him, you were just like, finally.
Oh, I got another good one.
All right.
Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh,
Oh.
Just Monica. Only Monica.
you know, in fact, if you delete her at the very beginning of the game, it takes control of a different person.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
like Sayuki or someone else doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
There's
Let's see,
tons of
my-
little Easter eggs and paths in that game. It's so
Oh
fun.
yeah. My favorite villain. If we were going classic, it would be Ripto from Spyro. There was another one that I had that were classics. But just in general, my favorite would probably have to be Emmett Elk from Final Fantasy XIV as one of the Asians.
Okay.
Actually, any of the Asians, really.
Because they're just really. Is the battle just really cool?
There are a couple battles with them. The first one that you fight, like the first actual one that you fight, is at the end of the 2.0 story. It's in the second last dungeon called the Praetorium, and you end up having to fight him after you've gone through like 18 other different freaking boss fights. But it's kind of a lackluster fight there, at least now it is, because the gear and stuff is so much higher, it doesn't matter
Right.
whether or not they level sync you down. The fights are all over in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it's kind of just,
Well.
you know.
Yeah, that's one of the
boring
sad things
at that
about MMOs is the power creep that happens. You know, the dungeons can't keep up with the people leveling up.
Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy tries to fix this by level syncing you to either a specific item level that was like the highest item level at that time that you could get, or a specific level. Um, the specific level itself does a better job at making it more difficult, but still, the fact that your gear is so much stronger, it's kind of, yeah, you might be level synced to level 45, but you're still fighting at a power level of someone that's probably level 55 or something, where, yeah, you don't necessarily have your full rotation,
Yeah.
but you're able to still do more damage than you did when you first walked in there, so it kind of does it help.
Let's
The
see.
other ones, there are two other ASEAN fights that happen. The first one is just kind of an annoyance. The boss teleports all over the field and then sucks you into a black hole, and you have to find the rift and destroy the rift before the meteors hit, otherwise you got wipe. The other one, two ASEANs merge, and you basically fight each of them separately, then they merge and you fight them as a merged ASEAN Prime.
Okay,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool, but like Emmett itself, Elidibus, they're two of the like highest ranking ASEANs in game. And so they're just overall, I'm gonna fuck with these humans or fuck with people
Because we
I
can.
can, and I can. I want to see my goals come to fruition. I want to see my god restored.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to fuck with these people. I'm going to give them what they want, or what they think they want, and then when they realize that they aren't actually getting what they want. They're getting something else.
A
It
very
all
Stephen King.
in my pleasure. Yeah, and it's pretty cool.
I like that. You know, another honorable mention that I do want to bring into the villains conversation is from Mega Man.
Oh, okay.
That was another really cool one because he was another one of those guys that fell from grace because he actually was a champion for the Reploids in the beginning.
Wait, who?
Sigma.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Till he got infected and became one of the greatest villains.
How
As far
about
as
Anubis from Stargate SG-1?
Oh, jeez. The one
Or
that
the
just
Replicators?
the replicators are just those are one of my favorite things that came out of Stargate because you know those are just terrifying. No matter what, as long as there's matter, whatever matter it is, as long as there's matter for them to absorb, they can continue to replicate.
Exactly.
How do you stop that? That's like
I
the
think it was bullets and EMP.
yeah. You
Was
had
as
to
far as I
literally
fixed it.
destroy the nanobots, all of them at once. It's kind of like they're kind of like the if you know Warhammer 40K, the orcs, or like not even just Warhammer, it's Warhammer in general. If you know the orcs from Warhammer, because
Yep.
the way that they spawn is through spores. After they die,
mm-hmm.
the only way you can get rid of them is by glassing the entire planet.
Lots of fire.
Or you know, like the Zerg. Oh man, the Zerg.
The what a really good villain that should have stayed a good villain were the Wraiths from Stargate Atlantis, but they destroyed how the Wraiths work and made them less scary than they should have been. It's like if you remember the first episode, even with the gold, you're sitting there, or they're sitting there and they're shooting at them, and they're using like a couple clips to kill them,
Yeah.
and then 2 episodes later, they're using like 2 bullets and they're done. And they're like, cool. And then the Wraiths, they're supposed to be this light, like this vampire that could just drain your life by touching you. And then at one point, they're just like, oh, yeah, here, have your life force back. And then the Wraith back the life.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What the hell? Like,
they had to do that because they ran into the Superman paradox. They made the enemy or the character too powerful to the point where they couldn't progress the story in a way that they wanted to. So they had to nerf the character.
I think that's a lame reason, but
It is a
fair.
lame reason, but it's what happens. It's the same. Like I said, the reason why I call it the Superman paradox is because that's what happened with Superman. He became
Yeah.
so
God,
powerful. Yeah,
definitely.
he became so powerful that they had to put kryptonite into the field to do something to make him weak.
They've had to kill
Honestly,
him
I
like
don't
5
like
times
the
to
evolution of
fix
Superman
that.
very much. I've never been a fan of him.
Yeah. No, I'm not a big fan of Superman either. Because originally Superman started off as he was a radio show hero. He was a symbol for Jewish people during the war, and all he could do was run really fast, jump really high, and he was super strong. He was not an invincible flying god. But somehow somebody got a
He
hold of
was
his
bulletproof.
design. Huh?
He was bulletproof.
He was bulletproof, yeah. But somehow somebody got a hold of him and was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of losing at video games and stuff, so I'm going to make a character that never loses. And bam, we have Superman today. Well, yeah. I don't know. I just don't like Superman. I don't like a character.
Everyone goes like, oh, Superman's so much better than Batman. I'm like, listen, I'm not saying I'm the biggest Batman fan either, but I will take Batman any day over Superman because at least Batman's a real person. Like in comparison, like
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. I'd take
If
Hawkeye
you-
over fucking Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
Right?
god, Hawkeye? Okay. I mean, yes, but okay.
But like, I don't know. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous when you have someone who is like Superman. Like the way he has become now, he is essentially a god. And to me, like, okay, again, being a shameless pagan, even gods in the myths and even gods in paganism aren't perfect. They still have faults. Like in Norse paganism, not Marvel. We're not going to Marvel right now, but in Norse paganism, the gods actually can age. They eat the apples of immortality to keep themselves from aging and to kind of stay young-ish.
Yeah.
Like Odin's still an old dude, but we're not going to get into that one. So
Yeah.
like even the gods aren't perfect in mythology, and then to have someone like Superman in a story and a franchise that is meant to be entertaining and bring people in, where do you go from there? You don't have anything you can develop.
Yeah, that's why they had to put kryptonite in.
Like even kryptonite, like it's just like the one thing. Like he's got a love interest and he's got kryptonite.
Well, no, he
Like-
also has magic.
What?
Wait,
He's weak to magic. That's why, actually, in our truth, if Shazam wanted to, Shazam could kill Superman. He almost
He
did.
almost does in Justice League.
Yeah, he almost killed Superman, but he didn't because he was a kid.
But like my thing is though that like for Superman, I feel like from a literary standpoint, there's no room for development anymore. Whereas Batman, you can.
Well,
He's got so much more.
with Superman, you can't develop him within the realms of a villain superhero dynamic, but you can still develop Superman within his character as a whole of what he becomes. The only problem is, other than a couple of like 1 or 2 movies that have come out recently, there have not been a lot of ways to there's not been a lot of success in that department.
Well, the only thing that
Sorry.
Superman's is good at is getting fucking thrown through buildings and destroying
Everything.
everything, like just by getting flung through trains and buildings, and that's all Superman's good for.
Yeah, Superman's a tank. Superman's literally he's pretty much the Hulk of the DC
Yeah.
universe without being angry all the time.
I would say with the MCU, the most recent like Marvel Cinematic Universe, I really actually do like Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
I like the new,
Personally,
yeah, I do definitely.
I've never really followed Hulk much, so I don't know a lot of the history of his character in comics and everything else. But I do have to say I really do like the Hulk and Bruce Banner in the current MCU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
Mark Ruffalo does a great job.
Mark Ruffalo does a great good. Because like honestly, the
Mark
Hulk.
Ruffalo is such a precious being that we must protect forever.
Like the Hulk as a character, like Bruce Banner as a character originally, what he was supposed to be was this. It's a tragic story, but he never stopped being a person of quip. So yeah, Mark Ruffalo does a really good job of showing off who Bruce Banner should have been.
Yeah.
The only thing
I
they
also
took
say
out of
that,
the whole
like-
character was the like. I kind of like that they took it out of it because the whole Betty thing, kind of
The whole what?
his love for Betty. Yeah, that
Betty.
yeah. So the
His love.
Hulk's main like storyline was the fact that he was in love with a researcher named Betty, who was I believe they were married at some point, but he let his research get ahead of him, blah blah blah, and he eventually became the Hulk. But the only thing that was ever able to calm him down at any point was his girlfriend Betty.
I mean, they kind of added that aspect in with Black Widow.
With
Wow.
Black Willow, huh? Black Willow, that's her name now.
Listen.
I didn't
I
realize
wanted
that she
to
came
work.
from a deadly tree, insect or arachnoid to a deadly tree. Okay.
Hey, you seen the Whomping Willow? Like, that'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well,
That's true.
The
I
Whomping
mean,
Willow is a badass lady. All right.
all right.
Anyways,
I'll give you that.
Black Widow. They kind of brought that aspect in because they kind of had a fling.
They did have
going
a
on.
fling thing going on, and yeah, they did kind of bring in that aspect. And it's the thing is, I don't mind that aspect. I just didn't like the whole overlying Betty theme that the cartoon show had.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
some,
see, and again, like I said, I didn't know his history, so I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
something else about MCU is don't be surprised if you see the seventh Infinity Stone appear
Soon.
as a sort of like another story, because I think there's either 7 or 8, but only 6 were in MCU.
I believe
So-
there's 8. I think there's 8 Infinity Stones. Yeah. But the only thing is, I'm not excited for the new MCU movies. I'm not.
Yeah, they're supposed to continue things, aren't they?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not to continue. That's what happened with Avengers and Avengers Endgame is completely sort of like
A reset.
done in a certain extent. But what will come now with the other 2 Infinity Stones, if they do get put into as films, because I can see what MCU is going to do is, well, there's a Black Widow movie coming out. You've also
Yeah, that's
got
right.
a new Doctor Strange coming out.
Okay. They're not bringing the Star Squad in, are they?
I have no idea. Apparently, there's talks about doing an all-female film. So, like when you seen in Endgame, when all the females was like in that one shot for the first time ever. Apparently, they're supposed to be doing a film about all of them.
So 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. You guys keep on in the conversation.
All right.
From what I seen the other day, but it wouldn't surprise me if in Doctor Strange, the second Doctor Strange film the film that's coming out soon, apparently they're supposed to be bringing 2 people back from the dead. So whether that's going to be Black Widow and Iron Man,
Wait, she died? I can't remember.
you've seen Endgame, haven't you?
Yeah, I saw the extended version and when they re-released it.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's-
Oh yeah, she did.
She went off a cliff.
yeah, she
Yeah,
she
to go
sacrificed.
Infinity
Oh,
Stones.
that's right. She yeeted herself for the stone.
Yeah,
I forgot about. Why did I forget that?
I mean, I don't know why they didn't just take the person that was standing there from the
Right?
first Avengers movie and throw him off the cliff. It would have done the same thing. Like, if the whole point was just to sacrifice somebody, there's this person standing right there. They both could have just yeeted him off the cliff and just been like, "Fuck you."
but
That's
I
the
think
chaos energy we need.
from what
I
I've
mean-
heard, though, Robert Downey Jr. actually pleaded to come back to the MCU because he wasn't happy in the performance of Doctor Dolittle. So he wants to return as Iron Man. Now, whether it's sort of like a Jarvis incarnated Iron Man, and then it goes on to his daughter becoming Iron Woman, or whatever she's called.
So Khan, just so you know, voice ops is just for the bunch of dudes. You're more than welcome to join in on chat through chat itself. If you have anything you want to add in, we're asking anybody in chat to be able to contribute if you'd like.
So have we moved on from video game characters? Are we just in general characters that we like?
No, we're just talking about characters at this point.
Oh, I do actually want to say a video game character that I do like that is definitely underrated and not talked about very often is Professor Layton.
Ooh, that was a very interesting set of games. Well, actually, game.
Yeah.
Interesting game. I only played the first one, so.
I have all of them that were made for Nintendo DS. I don't have the 3DS ones because Matt, that was our tradition that every Christmas he'd buy me the new game. But then eventually I just didn't have the system anymore, so I don't have all the newest ones. But the development, the first game was very obviously kind of one-off-ish feeling, but they still did some development. But like they went into the second game and the third game, they really did start to develop more into Professor Layton's backstory. They gave him more depth. They gave him more character, and I just really, it's so well written, so well voiced, so just everything about it. Like Luke is also a wonderful little character as well, but Professor Layton is just, I feel like he was a really well done character that goes underappreciated, like highly underappreciated.
You know what? I can't believe that we've not even spoke about these two, Lara Croft and Solid Snake.
Well, I mean, because I'm not that into them, honestly. Like the Tomb Raider games, I wasn't a big fan of. I liked Assassin's Creed better than I liked Tomb Raider. And what was the second character you involved?
Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
I mean, come on, really? I mean,
come on, really?
I enjoyed the Metal Gear games. I did, but at the same time, when it came to the characters, there was nothing in those characters that I truly, I guess, touched with.
I'm Solid Snake. I'm a clone, maybe, of another clone person.
I want to be Kurt Russell, but I can't.
Yeah.
But can we talk about the character development that Final Fantasy VII Remake did? If you want characters that went from nothing to something.
I mean, those characters were something for a long time if you ever knew the game itself.
They did, but I feel like
honestly, when I watched the gameplay for the new one, all of that was explained in Advent Children and the PSP's Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Yeah, I forgot about Advent Children. Yeah, Advent Children does explain a lot, but I feel like as a game, just game to game, but that there was a lot of...
Oh no, don't get me wrong. What they introduced in that game definitely introduced aspects to the characters that people who didn't watch that stuff wouldn't know of. People who didn't read the comic books don't know. And it's really cool. I'm glad they introduced them, and I really love the new gameplay style that they have in there.
Did you watch our stream of it?
Yes, I have.
Thanks.
I try to watch every single one of your streams, even if I don't say anything.
Aw, we appreciate that. I really do.
What about Sam Fisher?
Sam Fisher?
Please tell me you know who Sam Fisher is.
I probably do.
Please tell me you know who Sam Fisher is. Come on, Alan.
Oh, Splinter Cell. Fucking tits.
Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
Fucking all-time badass.
Yes.
Same as Agent 47 as well from Hitman.
Yeah, the movie did him no good.
No.
I'm sorry, but that was the worst movie ever. What movie? What?
The only thing that annoyed me with Sam Fisher though is that in the last game they didn't use Michael Ironside as the voice actor.
Oh, they did. Some random from the industry.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a young version of Sam Fisher, so they sort of changed it up. But Michael Ironside, I think, just said that he didn't want to do it anymore.
Gotcha. Here's an interesting question in regards to characters. What is one character that is like popular to everybody, but you can't understand why they're popular?
Justin Bieber.
I mean, if we're gonna go into musicians, let's not. You know what? No, let's not go there.
It was just a joke.
Um,
I love the.
But like anybody in Animal Crossing.
yeah, I don't
don't
like as a
understand the
whole
purpose.
game. Animal Crossing for me, I can't.
Mine would have to be Persona.
Why? What's wrong with Animal Crossing?
So
I could get into a whole rant.
I mean, Art, I get it. Like for me and you, we like Animal Crossing because we like the mundane. But a lot of people don't seem to understand why you would want to live in a game where you can do everything and have it easy.
That's not that's not why I don't like it. I like Harvest Moon. I like a lot of day-to-day life games. I don't like Animal Crossing because the first time I played it was on GameCube, the OG,
Right.
and started feeling like it was a chore. It was not a game like Zelda. I could save, come back. Harvest Moon, I could save and come back from where I picked. This game, however, if you are not in there often enough, your town goes to absolute shit. Then you have to spend a bunch of time cleaning it up before you can really do anything. And it just, to me, felt more like a chore than a game I wanted to play. And I would go in and fix the clock on my game system just so I could actually get some game time in. And it just became too much of an effort to play. And then I tried playing the handheld version. I can't remember which I think it was for DS.
Probably for
I
the
had it for
DS.
about a week and I returned the game. I don't like that it runs off real time. It's like it makes me feel like I have to be in the game. I have to do it. I have to do this. I have to do that. Because if you don't, things fall apart. And it's just too much maintenance for me for a game. I want to be able to save, pause that world, and come back to that world when I want to come back to it. I don't want, if I leave the game for a week, if I don't feel like playing it for a week, that a week is actually passing the game. That to me, that annoys me and pisses me off to a point where it's like, now you're making me feel obligated and tied to this game when I don't always want to play it. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to go in to actually make my gameplay worthwhile.
Then it is not for you.
Exactly.
The Pocket Camp for me just kind of ruined it because, well, yes, you have your phone on you almost all the time, and it's just a game that you could open up and you could play. It's also still tied to a lot of real world clock, so, and there isn't any way to change it. So yeah, you need 18 different things to make this one thing, but you only get 3, and I just got turned off from the game.
Don't let
Like,
Pocket Camp define your Animal Crossing point
Yeah,
of view.
because
That's
a
terrible
mobile
way to base that. Yeah, that's a
mobile game
app,
versus actual game is completely different because mobile games you have cooldowns you have to deal with and all that other bullshit.
I mean, I get that.
The focus of Pocket Camp is entirely different than a mainline Animal Crossing game anyway.
Only money.
But after just playing that, and I've seen it played elsewhere, I didn't really.
Yeah, it's not a game for everybody.
Look like something that I'd want. Now, granted, if I played it and it was like, wow, this is actually fun, that's a completely different story. And I'm not against playing it. It doesn't look like something that I really want to do.
All right. Yeah. No, I get that.
Alan, I am going to have to jump out.
Oh, yeah. No problem. I'm gonna actually do the last question and probably end, and we're gonna be wrapping it up soon, Sue. Anyways, but yeah, thanks for being
I
here.
was gonna say I'm about out of time here too, so
yeah.
Let's get it moving.
Yeah.
Alan.
Oh yeah.
Next podcast, video game movies.
Huh?
Next podcast.
Yeah.
Video game movies.
Thank you. Hell yes. That's a great subject.
Mario Brothers.
Assassin's Creed.
Angry Birds. What are the
Sonic the
the
Hedgehog.
the Mario movie?
I already said that.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Wait. The
Video
Gundam
games that
movie.
should not have gotten a movie.
No, just video game movies. Wait, Doom.
Doom. Oh, wait. All of the Doom movies because I've seen both of them and they're
Need for
both
Speed.
terrible.
They made
Ooh.
another one?
They made another one for Netflix only.
What was it? Doom Retribution or something like that? Or
Yeah, something like that. Or Annihilation, I think that's what it's called. But oh man, was it terrible. Terrible,
Yeah,
terrible, terrible.
it was bad. But one film that I am excited for when it does finally get made and released is the Uncharted movie,
Oh.
which is apparently being Nathan Drake is apparently being played by Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a good choice.
So it's going to be like
No,
It's gonna
come
be
on,
like
give him a chance.
a younger Nathan Drake, but
No,
because
but he's like 12 though.
No, give him. Just wait. I bet you anything he's gonna make this role work. Trust me.
the
I
one
mean,
thing,
Tom
the one
Holland
thing-
maybe in
hang on.
15 years, sure.
Hang on. The one thing that gives me optimism about the film is because the Uncharted series is basically like a newer version of Indiana Jones, and because Tom Holland is quite gymnastic-y and stuff like that, I think some of the scenes that are going to be put in there are going to be quite epic.
Yes.
Because
Yeah, I'll give you that.
in Uncharted, you have a look at how many times you walk over a bridge and it collapses, and you're scrambling, or you're on a train and you have to freaking jump off the edge of the train. I think it could be really good,
Yeah, I'm excited, but let's save that part of the conversation for the next podcast.
So you were on to a final question for
Oh,
video game.
yeah.
video
So,
game
final
character.
question: video games. What is one video game character that you were sad to see die?
Mm.
Sarah from The Last of
Lord
Us.
Porcupine.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
god, spoilers!
Okay, mine's a spoiler too, because it's with the final.
Well, the thing is,
Fantasy.
they're dying. Okay, they're dying. So it's obviously going to be a spoiler.
Honestly, Wedge dying really kind of got me in the remake.
Oh
Just
god.
the way they set that up.
And because he was just like such an
All
innocent
he wanted
character.
to do was help, and like the like you thought he died, but like when he actually died, which I'm pretty sure is what happened. I'm 90% sure he's dead. But it just his last thing that he said was I at least helpful, I think is what he said, and it just got me.
Yeah.
It just got me. I was just like, oh. Like, oh.
Sorry, this is probably going to be a spoiler before I go, but one person that I was sad to see die in a video game, which then put me off the game pretty much like for life-ish, was Cade 6 from Destiny.
Ah.
Man,
Cade
That's a good one.
6 was such a good character, and then they killed him off, and I was like, you motherfucker, you could have done it as a baller or,
Yep.
one of the boring characters. Why did you have to take
Right.
Cade out? It was the biggest thing for that game.
yeah, but it couldn't have been Zavala, and it couldn't have been Ikora.
Why not Akora?
Because, okay, here's the thing. If they're gonna kill a character off and use that to galvanize something to go fight shit, Cade was not the person that was gonna be leading folks to do that.
But she could have been a martyr.
He had a chicken called Colonel. Why would you want to kill off a character like that?
I understand that. I love Cade 6 more than
Like,
as
he
much
would
as
have been,
anybody. I mean,
like-
I've got a Destiny tattoo on my forearm here.
Like, honestly, if they didn't kill Cade 6 could have risen as the leader in that moment. That would have been like his moment.
That's not Cade 6's character, though.
It could have been the changing, like, it could have been the evolving of his character.
No,
Cora should have
I-
died.
he
I'm
was.
sorry. Like, she could have been the martyr that changed the whole stance of the game.
They could have just killed off Anna Bray. I mean, I know that's like in the new stuff that's happening this season, but
Listen, no death will ever top Mufasa.
We're
Aw.
talking video games.
We're talking
here.
video
Go
games.
ahead.
I know.
I mean, okay, but for video game deaths, I'm sorry, the one, it's kind of a spoiler, it is, definitely, but it is the one that, it still gets to me when I watch the scene, is Sarah's death.
I said that was the first one that I said.
Yeah,
I
no,
like,
I didn't hear that one, no, I'm sorry. But yeah, that I would definitely have to agree with Trip on that one. That one was too much.
to say that it happened within like the first 20 minutes of playing the game, that's what got me hooked on the story. And I'm not being funny. You have a look at like all of the Uncharted games. The stories are really well put together. The gameplay is, good, even though like some of them are older games. And then you have a look at The Last of Us. The story was amazing. And then you've got all these fucking idiots now that are going, somebody dies in The Last of Us 2, and I'm not going to buy the game. I'm like, well, don't fucking buy the game then. Just, piss off and play fucking a battle royale.
It's supposed to be a tragic game. I'm sorry. People are gonna fucking die.
Alright, I just remembered a video game death that really got to me.
What's that?
Phoebe,
Phoebe?
AC Odyssey.
Uh,
Spoiling the game.
Frickin' Phoebe. Oh, there's so many deaths in AC Odyssey that like actually have bothered me, and of course some of them are based whether or not like the choices you make. So certain gameplays, if you go watch some playthroughs, there may be like less deaths of certain characters than in others. But the one character that always dies, no matter the choices you make,
is
Phoebe.
And
it's just like so horrible because she didn't deserve it. She was a child. Oh,
I agree with you.
You
You know what?
I have a lot of feelings about that.
Not to take from anybody else's time, but I do actually want to mention another one that always got to me was Maria's death in Gears of War 2. That one sucked.
Mm.
You tried so hard to save her, only to find out she was already gone. And that scene where you just see him holding Maria. That was too much.
Mm.
Is that the new chick's mum?
Huh?
Is that the mother of the new chick?
Of the new.
You said Gears of War, didn't you?
I haven't played the new ones. No, the last one I played was
well.
2.
I got one more.
Okay.
One more.
Well, I mean, we still gotta let Sophie say one too. But yes, Art.
The Sonic the Hedgehog video game series.
Huh?
Oh,
Damn it! Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rip Sonic Sega.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to beat all of you. Marley.
Oh. Why?
Who?
Why did you have to mention that one?
I know it's not a video game, but I'm just going to put it in there. Marley and me.
I can't
Oh,
watch.
the
I
dog.
can't watch that movie. Like after I had to put down my oldest, I just can't watch that movie anymore. Oh, that's just.
Did you
why
know
did?
there's a website that tells you if a movie has a dog that dies in it?
Yes.
okay.
Oh my God, Marley and me.
Best
Yeah.
best reason in a movie to go on a murdering spree. Preacher. They fucking killed his dog, and he just wanted revenge.
Yep. You don't kill the dude's puppy. I'm sorry.
John Wick.
Especially Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, John Wick. That's right. That's it.
No,
Not
right,
Jack the Preacher.
I've got.
Here's a fun fact for you about John Wick. Did you know that the film wasn't actually supposed to be called John Wick? It was supposed to be called Scorn.
Really?
Because Keanu Reeves couldn't get it in his head that it was called Scorn. He was like, "Oh, John Wick," because that was the actual name of the character, but the film was supposed to be called Scorn.
And the directors are just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just calling it John Wick.
We just call it John Wick, and I think it went better.
Wow.
All right, Sophie. What is one death in a game that just you did not like?
I've got actually 3, and they'll make it brief. Brief. Final Fantasy XIV, Lord Horsepunt, in the Heaven's Ward expansion of the game. He tries to protect you, and gets killed. He was a bastard child to the family that takes you and the remaining scions in and gives you sanctuary within Ishgard. And he was just this awesome person who was just wanted to help people, and they freaking killed him in front of you. Uh, Also from Final Fantasy 14, towards I think it's the end of the Heavensward expansion, uh, the Scion Papalimo sacrifices himself to try to prevent Shinryu from going anywhere.
Mm.
And then the third one isn't from a video game, but it is from D&D. It is Vexel Dan from Critical Role. When they finish, his character makes a deal with the Raven Queen, and after he basically died one time, she allowed him to come back until his duty was fulfilled, which was to the group was to kill Vecna, and after that he is dead and is taken away into her demi-plane of existence, and just the whole ending sequence to that campaign was really sad. Though I believe Percy's character dying was more unexpected. But yeah, those are my
Well,
four
thank you for that.
technically.
Oh, I do actually want to end this with one last honorable mention in the theme of Art's here Metroid talkings.
Mm.
The baby Metroid in
Aw.
Metroid 2. It sacrificed itself to save you.
Mm-hmm. Mama.
It was just a baby. Yeah. Alrighty then, everybody. I want to
Mhm.
thank everyone for joining us, viewers who are here, lurkers who are here. I love you guys. And I want to thank everybody, Art, Sophie, Ty, and Trip Hazard, for joining me for today's podcast. For those of you who checked out this video on YouTube, please do like, share, and comment in the comment section. If you have any suggestions for future topics or anything like that, please do comment that as well. Love you guys, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye bye.
Like and subscribe.
Like and
Bye.
subscribe.